I don't think you all would have showed up. It's a little cold today, but we're in a nice, heated, wonderful building that's a great space. This is Mega Workplace. Pam and George put it together for the express purpose of bringing together community. They've done a great job. If you get a chance, tour the building. There's offices available. This is a really good spot. Downstairs, you'll find Lee. Got Ray over there in the corner hiding. Yeah, look at hiding. He's in charge of LEAD, Lake Economic Area Development. We also have John Doremus from SBDC, and we have Brian from the UCF Business Incubator Program. All free services downstairs designed to help a small to medium-sized business grow locally. We also want to thank our sponsors, Foxtail Coffee. They provided our coffee since the very first 1 million cups. That's been almost 2 years ago today. 2.5 years ago today. Good Lord, time is flying. And we also have our food sponsor, Alan Bernstein, over here with HR Office Savers. Alan's trying very hard to not make us fat and provide a healthy breakfast. He actually puts a lot of thought into this. We're very proud of him. We're also looking for food sponsors for the rest of the year. So if you're thinking about it, it's a great spot to be. Provide a little nourishment for the rest of your community. Make a little health impact. Get a little PR for yourself. All right, so what is 1MC? 1 million cups is for the community, by the community. It is a completely volunteer organization. Nobody here is paid. So volunteers, please stand up. We got Maureen, everybody else, Amanda. Give them a round of applause. They show up early every morning. Coffee does not make itself, and those coffee pots take a while. So people getting here early, so you have hot coffee, really makes a difference. So, everybody paid their cover charge downstairs? No? Okay, it's free, right? Yeah.
Is it time for shenanigans?
It is, a little bit. It is 1MC and it is free. That's one of the greatest things about this group. It's free. It's no cost. It's no barrier. We welcome everybody. You show up. You have a great time. You'll learn a little bit of something. Maybe you can teach somebody something, but it's free. It doesn't cost a thing. Just welcome. Bring everybody along. If you're an entrepreneur, or you like entrepreneurs, or you just have free time on a Wednesday and you've got some advice to give, this is the spot for you. All right, so 1MC is presenters, not pitches. So a presentation is a business owner getting up here, being slightly vulnerable, and telling you what challenges they're having in their business. I'm thinking of expanding into a new line. I'm thinking of launching a new division. I want to open a new office. I've got a crazy idea for a new business. And crowdsourcing feedback, getting ideas from the community, bouncing ideas. We're a giant sounding board. It's not pitches. The pitch is when you go on Shark Tank and you go, I got my product, would you like to buy it? That's a pitch. Nobody wants a sales pitch, right? That's not what we're here for. And this is connections, not networking. So there is some fabulous networking groups in the area. Some of us in the room are in a B&I group. Marie Alberti hiding over there is head of the Lake Eustis Area Chamber of Commerce. Fantastic networking organizations. Networking is when you're actively trying to do business with everybody else in the room. That's a great thing. This is connecting. This is when we're trying to form real human connections. Share a cup of coffee, shake hands, look people in the eye, make a friendship. It may well lead to business down the road, but nobody's coming in here trying to sell their product or get sold. This is the group for making human interaction connections. All right, if you're new to 1 Million Cups, please stand up. If it's your first time here, there's got to be a few of them. There's a baby in the room. There we go. See, the baby's got to stand up. All right, we want your name and your company name. No, stay standing. You don't get to sit down yet. Hold on. We want your name and your company name. This is not the time for your 60-second elevator speech. So if I was going first, I'd say, my name is Todd Headley, and my business is 1 Million Cups.
My name is Anita Brown, and my business is Anita Brown Acupuncture and Herbal Medicine.
All right. Go over here.
My name is Josh Carlisle. I'm the owner of Carlisle Air Conditioning and Heating, and this is Braxton.
Everybody loves a baby.
Hello, my name is Amber Spencer, and I own Simplified Cleaning.
All right. Well, thank you guys for being here. You're in a great spot. So, for people that want to present at 1 Million Cups, who is this for? This is for a business that has a new idea. It's usually a business that's in 1 to 5 years. Statistics say once you make that 5-year mark, you're probably going to make it as a business. Most new businesses fail between 1 and 5 years. That's the point we want you to come present. We want to help you. We want you to come tell us your challenges, take some feedback, and then come back 6 months later and tell us how you've changed. What did it impact? Did you get some great ideas? Did you change your business? Did you implement them? We want to hear about it. It's the what keeps you up at night concern. If you've ever had a regular, dirty word here, job, where you just work 9 to 5, when you clocked out at 5, you just went home, you didn't think about it at all, right? It was great, I'm off, I'm done. But when you're an entrepreneur, you're never really off. You're up all night thinking. You're thinking in the shower. It's 2 in the morning and you get an idea and it kept you up. That's what we're here for. That's when you come out and you bounce the ideas off everyone else in the room. All right, question of the day. I wrote that font too small. If your business was a vehicle, car, truck, SUV, van, what would it be and why? I'm a lifted F-150 built to handle heavy work and still look good doing it, or I'm a Tesla, innovative, fast, and occasionally in need of a software update. What kind of car would your business be? Maureen's got a mic, Amanda's got a mic. Raise your hand. Tell us what kind of business your car would be.
Humvee. Because it is built to withstand whatever comes up its way.
Good one. Arlene?
I'm a VW bus. Who in this room didn't see that coming though?
So good. So good. Who else? Nobody's convertible? Nobody's like top down for fun? Right, no doubt.
This isn't that kind of word job.
So we would be a Fiat. 1, because we're Italian, and 2, because we bought Ferrari.
Very good. All right. Keep rolling. So the format, we're going to have 2 presenters today. Each presenter is going to get 6 minutes. They're going to come up here, they're going to tell us about their challenges, and they're going to give us questions. And then we're going to have 20 minutes of feedback. If the presenter runs a little bit over their time, that's okay. We're not going to cut them off. We're just going to cut into their feedback time. When it's your turn for feedback, please try to keep it succinct. If you have a laundry list of things for them, give them your top 1 or 2 and meet with them afterward, okay? We want to give everyone in the room a chance to provide some feedback. And that should be about it for me and all the pontificating up here. So I'm going to bring up Larry with Community Collisions.
Well, good morning, everyone. This is my second visit here, so I am a return from last June. And about 2 months ago, I did the same session at Claremont. And those guys are wild. They are crazy. So evidently I did a good job last time because Jim invited me back. So thank you. Community Collision. We're in Leesburg. We're a collision shop. That word war relationships are built 1 repair at a time. That means something to us. We do a lot of work for the villages. And that is a different customer. You don't listen to everything, how they hit the garbage can, how they move the garbage can, and they leave your facility, you're not going to get that business. Our people are definitely in that. Okay, sorry. Okay, a little bit about me. 45 years in the industry. I know I'm way too young for that. I started at 10. Owned 28 locations, Illinois, Indiana, Colorado. Sold the business in 2011 to a large MSO. The Gerbers, Crush Champions, Caliber, those are the big MSO boys. Biggest mistake I ever made. But so I stayed on, and do I look like I fit corporate America? So when I was working for the MSO, I managed about 110 stores, and that's how I got down to Florida. Love the area, seen the growth, love the winter weather. So I decided after I retired, and 8 emails and 6 were spam and 2 were jokes, I need to do something. So I opened up our first shop in the middle of COVID, which was not a smart thing either. So we broke ground, all the problems with COVID. So here we are in our first store. We're now into a few years, still challenged. So that's our shop. So if you've ever been in a collision shop, they're generally not as nice as ours. So if you look at our website, that's how we look every day. So the big thing that's different here, so after 45 years, I finally figured out how to run a collision shop. It took me that long. to manage you can't tell me anything, all that stuff. So we figured out what we need. So you have to separate yourself from the rest. So what separates us is number one, customer service and quality, but everybody says that. The difference with us is we're always certified. ISO 9000, anybody? Okay. So the manufacturers allow us to be saying that we're certified if we have the equipment, the training, and we follow a procedure. Following procedure in the environment of the insurance world is different. They don't want to follow procedure. They don't want to fix the cars right. So that separates us different. You're shaking your hand anytime you deal with an insurance company, it's a challenge. So that's the biggest thing, and we really do a good job of educating the consumer. So one of our biggest challenges is people have a tendency to come to us for estimates. That is the worst thing we can do. We write an estimate to fix the car properly. They go get another estimate, now it's different, and now they get an insurance company and it's $5,000 less. Try to explain that to an 80-year-old woman why there's difference. What we do is when you come in for an estimate, we try to educate you. We take you out of the car by putting you in an Uber and sending you home. That's a whole different world, explaining to an 80-year-old woman what to do. But we do it, okay? And we'll pick up that when the car's done, we'll do it. So that's what separates us. What we do is we do a process called blueprinting. Blueprinting is nothing different than taking photos, marking where all the damage is, writing the estimate, finding parts, and solidifying what it's going to take to repair the car. So when I call the customer, I can say it's $8,100 and it'll be done in 2.5 weeks. That's not lying to them. And they're going to say, well, what happens if my insurance company doesn't pay for it? That's what we do. We're the lawyers. We're in between. We're fixing the car for you. We'll make sure the car's right. And if I need your help, we'll get you involved. That's the difference between us. The challenge I've had, and I still have, is when we tell customers that, they kind of don't believe us. You know what I mean? They're like, well, that's not how I've done it in the past. I go get 3 estimates and then I pick a shot. That's where the challenge is. We do a very good job of explaining it when we're selling and writing estimates. I'm not sure we do a good job of capturing. So that's still a problem here that I had here 6 months ago. I know I'm going to get beat up on this because there's way too much stuff on here. I'm working on it. You see free ice cream, and that's we give free ice cream. And senior citizens eat ice cream at 10 in the morning. Trust me, you got to coax them, but they don't care about breakfast food anymore. They come to the community for that. Pickup and delivery, we'll do it all day long through Uber. You know, Google. It's hard. I feel like when you ask someone for a Google, you're trying to prod them, right? That's really not fair. I see companies saying, oh, we're 5.0 or this or that. Well, how did you get it? We ask them for it. Sometimes we get it, sometimes we don't. I watch Google like the stock market. When I don't see a lot, I'm nervous. So we ask them, but that doesn't mean we're always going to get it. So we are family owned. Again, I've been 45 plus years in the business. And we are growing. We bought a second store in Leesburg, December 5th. I bought Phil's. We've been in business 45 years, 50 years. So we're in the process of remodeling. We'll have an open house. And that's an ad that I think I'm running with Todd right now. So when we mention certification, we're certified. Anybody own a Tesla? You fixed your car? Oh, okay. So if you have Tesla, you have to go to a Tesla certified store, either the dealer or us, or someone like us. You can't buy parts, you can't get anything, so you have to be certified. We are. Anybody own a C8 Corvette, a new Corvette? Okay, same thing. They're high-tech cars. The difference between the cars from now and 10 years ago, computers. We take a mirror or a grill out of a Honda Pilot or something, it's $1,200 to code it, because the computer has to read. So when you're choosing a store, make sure that car is going to be back to pre-accident condition. Let us fight the battle with the insurance company. Last thing is, there's no secret sauce in our business. It's people, people, people. So my 2 favorite companies in the world is Buc-ee's and Costco. I go there every time and spend $200 to $400, and I'm happy. I'm happy to get out of there $400. That's where we gotta get our business. I want you to leave my business happy, feeling you got a good value, and that's where we're still missing it. And hopefully over time, we can develop it, and, thank you for listening.
So what are your challenges that the group can help you with? What can this group of collective minds spit out and really help your business?
So, I'm not a marketing guy, and my idea of cut and paste is scissors and paste. That's where I'm at. That's my market guy who runs both stores. He laughs, but I hate it. I know we need it. I don't know how to, other than one-on-one explaining to customers the proper way. I'm in the villages 5 times a month. I explain it. I don't know if they hear it, but I still see. I got it. I had a customer with a Mercedes-Benz last night came to our new store. What? They told me to get 2 estimates. And you don't need 2 estimates. But they told me this. They're not going to pay it. They told me. You leave me the car. I'll fight with them. Tell me who I need to go to. That's what we still face every day. Yes, ma'am.
Is the 2 estimates something that the insurance
Yes.
company is requesting
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Been
if
like
their,
that for
if their
50 years.
insurance company is requesting that of them, then why are you not leading with them? Because it seems like a barrier when you're telling them that, no, we're not gonna do it the way that your insurance company said, we're gonna do it this way. So instead, what I would suggest is partnering with a collision company also in Leesburg that you can, you know, because you need them to get an initial quote and then your quote.
They don't need a second quote. They're scared that they're gonna get in trouble.
But why is the insurance company
Because that's the
leading
way,
them with
because
that?
they wanna make it difficult and they wanna get a cheaper price.
Right,
They don't
and
care
that's
about
why you're
quality.
seeing some resistance, because their form of authority has told them this is the process for them.
That's a little bit of collusion. I don't wanna get into that.
Right.
I'd rather take you out of the car, put you in an Uber, and let me fix your car.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Ryan, yes.
Good morning, Ryan at Avanti Branding. So, the one thing I think that I'm hearing is, it sounds like there's some friction between what the reality is and what you would like the expectation to be for these clients. So, you know, you're saying that you're at your strongest when you are having those one-on-one conversations. And I would agree that that's probably the case for 99% of business owners. If you can get in front of them, you're gonna be able to probably have that conversation, close them once they understand the process. I think the disconnect is that the value is, and as funny as the ice cream is, you know, like what I would lead with is from the very initial conversation, so whether that touch point is on a Google ad or Facebook or wherever, everything is handled 100% for you. So when we have clients that we work with that are roofing companies, for example, they handle all of that. And so there's never a conversation about the value. It's about, hey, we're gonna get your car fixed for you and you don't have to worry about it. Because the minute you start going down the route of it's gonna cost this much money, yes, they're gonna go get an extra quote. So you can disclose it, but I wouldn't lead with that. I would make sure that they understand the expectation from the first touch point to the time they talk to you is, we do everything for you. So, I'm happy to talk to you about that more later as long as I'm not stepping on
So
toes.
75% of people that come through there, is that about right, we capture?
Yes.
We're about a 75% closure rate. I want it
That's
all.
pretty good.
I want it all.
Really good.
Now, what you just said is, we try to do that every day. We don't write estimates.
We're gonna go to Vita, Amber, and then Ed.
Okay.
Hi, so what I'm thinking is similar to something that I do in my current business. Because the insurance company, because they have trust in their insurance company, the insurance company is telling them that they need 3 quotes. In your educational material, can you give them a 3-tier pricing? Basically, you present 3 different tiers for them, so that way they see this is what a quote would look like if you had non-OEM parts. This is what a quote would look like if you have OEM parts that fits your vehicle. And then you have a 3rd section, maybe of someone else in the industry, you know that they're quoting around this price, your competitor or someone. You don't necessarily identify them as your competitor, but you know what they're at. Yeah, so now they're seeing, okay, these are 3 different possibilities, these are 3 different quotes, but here is my value, because this is what my price is based at. So I think sometimes they have to see that in the educational material as well.
So the problem with that is you see all those certifications. I'm certified in every one of those cars. I'm non-compliant with the program. I, as a business owner, will put a new door on your car even though the insurance company writes aftermarket or used, correct?
Correct.
The customer always wins with me. I am tired of eating margin.
That's good, Amber.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
Yes, sir.
Eric Kleinbach, Wellness Wisdom. I saw this years ago, close to 40 years ago in North Carolina. Had a brand new Celica GTS, and someone borrowed a car, just clipped the telephone pole with the little back light. And the first shop I went to, they gave me an estimate, and then when I left, they said, well, here, they gave me a bumper sticker with their name on it that looked like a giant Band-Aid. And it said, when you're ready to fix it, come back. But I don't know, maybe a branding idea is when people leave your shop without getting your business, you have a bumper sticker that looks like a giant Band-Aid, has your name and number on it.
So they have to come back.
I love that.
You know, so,
I gotta tell you, that's probably an ingenious, thank you. That's a really good idea.
Hey, I wanna, I don't need a microphone, so, I'm David, Director of Operations Community Collision. I wanna clarify one thing that I think, maybe is missed with it. When the insurance company requests 2 or 3 estimates, what's happening is they're doing that because we maybe with that insurance carrier are on their direct repair program. If you call in today and a lot of times, let's say it's, I don't know, just use Geico. They'll say, hey, we have a direct repair program, we'd like you to take your vehicle there. They're not requiring 3 estimates to go to that shop, right? Yes. When you go outside of the norm, they're saying it. Florida law does not require you to have 3 estimates. What they are intentionally doing is marketing to one of their direct repair programs. That's all. And so it's not a state requirement, but I do understand why everybody's saying, hey, a partnership or something in that line. So that's where we are doing some educating. I think when you stated to say, moving it to, we'll handle everything for you. Listen, as long as the customer or the owner makes the claim with their insurance company, we can handle everything else. The only thing we can't do is make the claim for them, right? Because we weren't there. So I felt that was important to clarify a little bit so there's no misunderstanding why we're more or less saying, hey, we'll handle it, we've got you covered, and that's a lot of it. So thank you guys.
So I used to do supplement estimates for roofing, and we had the same problem when it came to insurance. So what we did is we educated the customer, this is your policy. You have to fight also, and not everything insurance tells you is 100% true. In personal note, I had a Cadillac and hadn't been in an accident forever, and they wanted to put non-OEM parts on. I said, absolutely not. If your customer knows their life, this is your policy, you own it, then they're more apt to understand what you're saying. And especially the older community, they think insurance is golden, they're there to save them, and really, insurance is not.
And that's where we really shine, is we educate them on it. Anybody read their insurance policy lately? It's 77 pages. I've been in the business 45 years. I have theory. I can't tell if I get aftermarket. Nobody does that. She's 100% right. It's the education. It's just, we have the brand, we have the image, we have that. It's just every customer I see that hasn't been to us, it's a re-education. And I don't know what I'm doing wrong marketing-wise, but it is a challenge for me. And as we open more stores, it becomes apparent we got to fix it.
So guys, you're all part of this community. When you grab the microphone to talk, stand up, be proud, say who you are. Let everyone else in the room know who's talking. That's all right. And so we get the feedback.
All right, I'll be first. Hi, I'm Dan James, Leadership Personal Development Solutions. I need to ask you a question. You said over and over again, we fight for them. We fight for you. We fight. Anywhere in your marketing do you mention that you are fighting for them?
So if you look there, call or come in and help them and let us help you navigate through the accident or plan.
Yeah, no. Yeah, that's, yeah.
I know, that's too busy.
No, we fight for you. We put on the gloves for you against your. I would definitely lean into that hard because that's your heart, is that you're going to fight for these folks and you're going to make sure that they get the best. I would display that. I would.
So you know where the display is going to go? Right where the ice cream freezer is.
Yeah.
And, again, some people listen, but if in the older community, if you've done business, you can't confuse them. So we try to just treetop stuff, but you know, that accident side of what they need to go through is tough.
Yeah.
We see many older couples that their spouse passed away, and when I see them coming in with a bunch of paperwork, we immediately know she wasn't handling the insurance claim.
Right.
And her insurance company wants her to drive to Ocala, and she's in tears. So we settle her down, coffee, hot chocolate, ice cream. We get all that set. If she's gonna leave the car, we take her to Enterprise, walk her in the door. We call her when the Uber delivery driver drops her off, so she's nervous. And then we do an update call every Wednesday. We already know that, but it's a long process.
Yeah, I would lean into that you're fighting for them, that you're going to, I would put boxing gloves and posters, I would lean into it.
Yeah, we have that. It's just how much they look at it. I will tell you, our people do a really good job of that, but sometimes you've got people waiting and they're on to the next one. So that's when me or David can step in and take over. But it is a process.
So let me ask you a question. What is your demographics? Your primary majority of your customers, what age group?
I would say 65% of my business comes from the villages, and depending on their age bracket, I would say 65 to 75.
Okay, so number one, get in front of as many people, as many groups, sponsor them in the villages, continue to do that. You've got an 80-year history that you're trying to overcome, because this is what everybody's done. To Ryan's point, to your business partner's point, what about bringing in almost like a personal representative for you? Because whoever's working for the insurance company and they're doing their estimates, they're working on the best interest of the insurance company. You want to show them, I'm working for my best interest for you. Jason, if you're listening at home, no offense, but you're representing the seller. Somebody comes to you, their interest, the agent's interest is in the seller. We always recommend for buyers, get your own agent, because you want somebody to represent you. Do the same thing. Say, look, we're going to handle as much of the paperwork as we can. We're going to handle. You just go home. Let us carry the heavy load. Yeah. And almost hire a what they call the rep from an insurance company. I just lost the word. Adjuster. Almost have your own personal in-house adjuster working for the customer. Yeah. Kristen.
Kristen with Bob CC and Roofing. Hi. I had an experience when I had my last little fender bender, not my fault, just so you know. But the insurance company basically told me the same thing that your customers are being told, that to get multiple estimates. And I had gone to 2 different places. One was in Mount Dora, and the guy was a little odd, and he didn't want to give me an estimate as well. But he told me, I said, well, I'm going to go to another place to get another estimate. And so he was like, okay, we'll come back tomorrow. So I went to another place, and they were like, you know, we can give you an estimate, we'll work on that. Went back to him, and he was, you know, I told him I was going to get another estimate. He said, well, I'll be cheaper than them, and I'll give you $200 if you go with me from the insurance. And I felt like that was fraud.
It is.
And so, so I could see where I'm a different demographic than yours, but it was really off-putting for me, and I was like, okay, well, I'm going to go with the other company, and I let them deal with the whole thing. Like, I didn't do any
And that's how it should be.
So
you should drop the car off with confidence. You should be updated, and we should be updating you. And when you pick up the car, it's an event. When we deliver a car, it's an event. And if I see a customer looking at the car without our representative, it's not a good day for them. It's an event.
For me, if I came to a shop like that, I'd be like, okay, here you go.
And can I tell you?
This shop is fancy. Yes, it is free ice cream.
So can I tell you, I can't charge any more than anybody else. I have to fight. Now, when we're talking Teslas and C8 Corvettes, it's $300,000 in equipment. So I'm going to charge more. My technicians make 6 figures salary. So when I look at labor costs, I don't worry about losing people because I pay them well. What keeps me up at night is this. And can I ask you a question? So I know how the older generation looks for businesses. Word of mouth, go get estimates. You scare me because I don't know how you pick vendors. That's why I need to get your attention on this. What kind of car do you drive?
I have a Jeep.
I'm certified in Jeep. See that? Would that make a decision for you?
No, but what I am trying to present to you is that not to cheapen your prices because your value is your value, but because they're already in the mindset of I need 3 quotes, visually they'll be satisfied, appeased, because you presented them with 3 different options, although your option is the choice.
Yeah.
That's what you're educating
I
them
can't
on.
give them 3 options.
Okay.
Yeah. But I can give them everything else.
Hi, I'm Angie from Surviving Survival. I was just thinking how stressful the situation is when you go through this and all that, and
It's very stressful.
you're supplying an out for the stress. That should be the main thing for advertising, because that looks like any other advertisement, nothing sticks out.
I need some work there, I know it, it's just one of those back burners, verbiage.
Oh,
is
mine are
great.
worse, I'm not judging.
Yeah, no, I know, it's okay, but you're very accurate.
But a lot of people now have social anxieties and phone anxieties and company anxieties, and they would go to you just for that reason.
Yeah.
Just knowing that you would take care of it, knowing how stressful the other places are.
Yeah.
But telling them, no, I won't give you the estimate is just more.
We'll write an estimate, but after a period of trying to educate them, we will never refuse. It's
Right,
just-
and they're stressed out, they're not
Yeah.
hearing you because they have whatever DE, ADD,
Yeah.
and.
If I get to a customer when I'm there, they're not leaving.
Oh,
I gotta
that's
take them home in my
definitely-
vehicle.
but you can't
I have to
always
get
do
my
that for
staff.
sure.
He does it, but I got 12 other people that I have to depend on. They're extensions of my business, and they do a pretty good job.
I think testimonials also from people who
Well,
went
that's-
through it, so
that's
they
on our
know that
website,
it's
yeah.
not just you saying it.
Yeah.
And I can't remember. Oh, it's not just the older people that you're advertising to, because they're not deciding who to go to, they're going to somebody else. So the younger people are the ones that are telling the older people in the villages where to go.
Right. My
In a lot of cases.
what keeps me up is younger people. If insurance company A says you need to go here, they'll drive there because the rental's there. I'm not so sure they're concerned about quality, safety, because they're following the trend.
Alright, we got a minute left.
We're at 1 minute, so we'll get a couple people that have
Okay.
not commented yet.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Paul Barlow with Movement Mortgage. So the word that keeps coming to my mind as I'm listening to you is they need to trust that you're going to handle it. And as an industry, there's a lot of people that don't inspire trust,
Right there.
and it makes it hard when
You're
you are
saying
a
that.
honest business to stand out in that way.
Yeah.
And you're talking about, 65% of your business comes from the villages, the older demographic, but we're the younger guys like me, we're coming up. And so how do you transition? So I use, it's called macro and micro marketing. You hit from, 10,000 people to 5 to 1,000 to, and it's using things like a CRM to fire off emails to a large group. It's doing big events to try to bring people in and do that trust. It's the word of mouth, and you go from all that. It's the networking like this. That's the micro, right? The one-on-ones. I guess the only thing I could say is it sounds like you need to, maybe from the marketing standpoint, find other medias to help hit that demographic that's coming up, that's also advising their grandparents in the villages, things like that. So I'm big on events, things of that nature, whether they be community outreach events or educational seminars, things like that. I guess that would be the only thing I'd add. I'd say, hey, well, let's figure out what that XL, that large, that medium, that small marketing is, and let's attack it. Because they're all helpful, but if you only do one, you don't tend to get as good of an effect.
I'm not worried about people to the door. We do a good job with that. We're in the chambers, we're here, we're at every event, we do multiple events. I have got good estimate traffic. It's that closure of all stuff.
And so that's what I mean. The message isn't the quality of, well, it is the quality of the service, but it's, you can trust us to take care of you, fight for you, somebody said.
Yep.
And so adapting that and pushing that message of trust.
Thank you.
All right, if anyone else has great ideas for Larry, hang on to them. We got one more. We're all, it's all on you. Best idea of the day.
What I was gonna say is, why don't, look at some of the customer situations where you're losing out on, and just use those examples and throw them on YouTube or Facebook, and just do a video of it and explain it. Because right now you're fighting against the insurance companies that have been doing this for the past 50 years of educating their customers on how to do it. And look, I've worked for a roofing company, so I know exactly what you're going through. it's all about re-educating, so guess what, you gotta be in front of as many people as possible. A lot of older people tend to watch YouTube or on Facebook. Just put the information out there. If they take it and they go with it, great. If they don't, it is what it is.
They're on the phones more than us. That when they sit in my office, they're on the phones constantly. You can't get to them. So I get, so my techs are telling me we need to do videos of repairs and all that. Get it on that? That's not me. I have a meeting with him after this because I'm frustrated with my marketing and what we're doing. I don't know enough about it, but I know what it should look like. So that's a great point, and that's a piece we're missing.
All right. Everybody,
If you haven't been by Larry's shop, go and get free ice cream. I'll tell you first. All right, next up we have Andrew and Amanda from Creator One. They're going to have the same 6 minutes on the clock to tell you everything about their business, present their challenges to the community, and then we're going to have 20 minutes of feedback. Larry, did you steal my clicker?
No, it's on there.
There it is. Okay. You got forward and back.
Well, happy Wednesday morning, everyone. My name is Amanda. I work for Paladin Labor and I'm also the co-founder of Creator One. Our primary goal is bringing high-paying jobs back to Central Florida. I want to initially lead with giving you something before I ask you for something. So sticking to many of the things I've actually heard earlier in this presentation this morning, please get testimonials and feedback from your clients. Ideally, videos are perfect because you can use your videos on all social media platforms. You can use SEO tied to your videos, the keywords in the videos that people will believe what your customers say more than they will believe what you say. So get video feedback as much as you can. I would suggest that you potentially incentivize people. Maybe you offer an Amazon gift card for $15 if they will submit feedback about how amazing your company or your business is. Texts and emails that say you're great. Google comments are also great, but video is ideal, and someone in the audience here today said even if you get emails and text messages, you can then turn them into a video so that you can share them on a larger broad forum platform, which will then bring you more clientele. People believe other people more than they believe you. Sucks, but that's how it is. So, the reason that I am here today, see how this clicker works? There we go. Yeah, I'm Amanda. We got that covered. I want to get to the why. When it comes to the background of both myself and the thought leader of all of 30 patents in the past 11 months, is serving on a Navy sub for 4 years, being the daughter of a soldier that served 21 years, went to war. Creator One is based on creating security at every level. We are looking to create security from basic level. Say your aging mom or dad plugs their computer in and gets a suspicious looking email and they click on it because they're like, oh, that's my phone company. Oh, that's that. No. Creator One has patents filed and approved to stop that level of hacking before it even gets there. It's important to us. I assume all of you, as entrepreneurs, obviously we're all entrepreneurs, that's a given. Once you kind of pass that first goal, you look for a bigger one. We have both created 7-figure profitable small businesses. Then we turn to what is our actual why? What are we on this earth to fix? And if we can protect people by creating technology that saves our country, protects our parents, that is the why. So, if we have more than 30 patents that have already been approved, we already have everything outlined for it. We have kind of tried to minimize the tech aspect of how all of this works because it is not super easy to understand with any kind of words.
Tell us what you do. What do you make?
We are making of external hardware. So essentially you already plug your TV and your laptop into a surge protector. If you just plug it into a different one, it will block the ability for unauthorized access to your devices. And that's just the basic one. It goes all the way up to very high-level military access.
Yes, I'm just going to intercede here because we had to stream down the presentation. My initial one that I sent in was too much, and she's trying to explain something that's going to take too long. At the end of the day, for anything to do anything, it needs electricity. So I make it say, hey, are you supposed to use electricity? That's the first thing we check. So we just stop it right there.
And that's, yes, even for your aging parents or grandparents, it can help to protect them. However, in the infrastructure and building it out, we are looking to bring very high-paying jobs back to Central Florida. We want this to be produced right here. We want to benefit the community. However, it does expand quite a bit beyond that. I don't know if I'm allowed to say how much.
Going off.
So what can we as a community do to help you guys? What challenges are you facing that this group of collective minds can help us solve?
Yes,
So, and I believe very strongly in the collective community being one-on-one, being face-to-face, making those connections, making those contacts. Because when one of my businesses I built, it was strictly speaking to people in a room just like this that led to me having clients in 7 different countries. So I believe there is a massive availability of growth within each and every one of you that's in this room. We are looking for manufacturing, anyone that is connected to having the ability to build motherboards, things like that. We have the technology already approved. We have multiple responses from the government that the government would like to purchase all, at least 3 of our patents. But due to when government funding is allowed, they didn't have it in the budget to fund and create this. They want it. We have letters from the government that say they want it. They just can't produce it, which is also very alarming.
So the best way to market. You need the best way to market. Is that what you're looking for?
Yeah, we're looking. Thus far, we have funded it ourselves. We have funded all of the patents. We have funded having some of the boards already built. We are funding this ourselves. We are looking for people that know these.
Right up on your, up there, it says companies willing to run small pilot
Yeah, that's-
tests. Tell us about that. How can we help you?
That's basically what our ask is, everyone. We're looking for companies that are willing to run the actual products, to get your input, to say whether or not they're working the way that you plan. Anybody who has manufacturing connections, because this is basically going to be a factory making a new type of board. It withstands more heat. It doesn't have to come from China. It's basically something that's here in the U.S. and it won't be infected with whatever China puts in there.
Have you built prototypes already?
I have engineers that have made them. I have Gerbers.
Okay.
The problem is that I don't have the final form because it could be based on what you need.
Are you guys Lake County based, Central Florida based?
We're in Lake County, yes.
Awesome, because the LEAD has an event that's construction and manufacturing coming up, I believe, next month. And definitely want to go to that, connected with who locally is in manufacturing. Lake Technical College has some specific programs. They also work with companies to help train staff. They can do small batch specific training, so if you're coming out with a new product, you're wanting something adjusted, or how you want to set up your equipment and your processes, or it's something in development, that may be an opportunity for you. And also be able to connect with Manufacturing Association, other peers that are a little more established right here. That may be able to find partnership for trying to run a pilot test. You know, I know that there's a lot of, when you get into electronics manufacturing, is it going, are you trying to build a component, or are you trying to build it
So
in
we're
a product?
chasing the $25 million to build the actual factory, but half of that's gonna go to the buildings to support the loans and stuff. We already have a process, it's brand new, so everything is like you said, I'm gonna have to train techs, there's gonna be new types of cybersecurity. It's just a whole new field that we're opening up. So the partnership, I could use any small business here, it'll qualify as me doing it. So that's why we want to meet different people that might be able to allow us to do things lean initially, and then slowly take it on ourselves.
Yeah, my recommendation to start is lean into the support we have in Lake County with our economic development. We want manufacturing jobs here. If you talk with Lee, they'll tell you more about the specific stats on how that impacts other job growth, bringing in manufacturing, how that kind of multiplies. But then as far as getting those connections and kind of figuring out what your pitch is for what is the small company that you want. Because, you know, we could take any one of you, but then you're having to have those one-on-one conversations, going, is this a solo entrepreneur, or is this a large-scale brokerage? So, you know, maybe a mortgage lender would be interested in, I'm concerned about security because I'm concerned about fraud. Maybe that's a better thing, but then you're going, what regulations does finance have? There's a lot of complexities to that.
And the problem that we were having is that there's so many different products. I mean, it's in everything. Vehicles, cars, airplanes. I don't care. You say something that has a computer in it, we can do something inside. And that's the struggle, to bring it down to one thing.
Last recommendation on that, if you are wanting to focus on government contracting, talk to Apex with the SBDC. They have free consulting that you pay for it with your taxes. You can speak with their team.
Thank you. Right now we've talked to, it was Monty, then there was Brian, and then Regions has helped us a lot. So we are. Yes.
So what other groups should we help them get in front of? Who else needs to hear their message on security, electronic security?
Well, that was going to be one of my suggestions and one of the things we recommend for all of our, 1 Million Cups presenters, present to other communities. Orlando is a very high-tech driven community, and I think this would be a great presentation to present in Orlando. And, you know, Larry is presented here in Claremont. You know, there's I don't know how many chapters nationwide or even statewide in the local community. Presented some of those because, again, Orlando's a high-tech driven. But does anybody know, are there tech-related conferences that meet in Orlando once a year or every 6 months? I imagine with the Orange County Convention Center. You know, really try to do what you can do to get to those tech conferences, where then you can show, because with a patent, I would think it's a relatively safe program that you can present to other businesses.
Hi, Natasha Penflag, Wellness Wisdom. So I think that there's this one conference that happens every year in Orlando. I believe it's like end of November-ish, or even I think maybe mid-November. But it's the I think it's an amusement park. I know it sounds kind of weird. Conference. And the whole thing about it is everything from technologies of roller coasters to like everything entertainment. So a big thing that all of these people coming in is a huge event. I think it's at the IAAPA, that's what it's called, IAAPA. And it is gigantic. It's at the Orange County Convention Center. And they have everyone from the people that actually make the roller coasters to the people creating the technology to even simulate what the roller coaster would have to be. So those people are really high into the tech side of things. So maybe this would be something that could help them because they're trying to make sure that no one's breaching, seeing the new thing that they're coming out with, so that other competitors, other theme parks, other roller coaster makers aren't doing the same thing. But they do everything from roller coasters to just anything entertainment in that realm. And so they're all into the technology. But it's IAAPA, and it happens in Orlando around November.
Thank you. That is a very outside the box idea, but it's very well since he is an avid gamer.
Hi there, good morning, Alan Bernstein, HR Office Savers. Jim got me thinking when you talk about tech conferences. I think there are quite a few organizations, whether it's amusement parks or real estate or My World of Human Resources, we use tech all the time, but we don't think about tech safety. We use human resource information systems and other organizations that we want them to worry about it. So I wonder if getting involved or participating or attending these conferences to find these other companies that are using tech by way of non-tech organizations could be helpful. When we go to these organizations, I'm going to have 200 vendors at our conference in Orlando in August, and probably 25 to 35% of them are going to be tech companies that deal with technology support and security. I think that could be a very interesting way. I also suggest more openly or more generally, think about getting this presentation out. If you're having a hard time creating a 6-minute presentation because you have too many things to say, that's probably something you need to practice. Having an elevator pitch or some kind of briefer conversation so that it's clearer to folks that are not technical, that don't understand what you're doing but can connect you with people that are, would be to your benefit. And whether that's attending these other conferences and practicing, I think that could really benefit you also going forward. Good luck.
I very
Thank
much
you.
appreciate that feedback.
Hey guys, so I applaud you what you're doing, not only in my business, but in many automotive. I don't know if you've seen Ford is looking for 400,000 technicians, starting salary 160. Okay, they can't fill them. These large consolidators that have 2,000 shops, they've got all kinds of programs for training. The problem is the turnover and the training costs. When I look at your business, and maybe I missed it, I don't see anything specific what you're training on. Like, is it automotive? Is it tech? You know, unless there's another slide, but I'm going to tell you the automotive business doesn't need technicians turning wrenches. They make more money on computers, scanning, and all that than anything. So I don't know if that's an opportunity for you, but man, there's a need, and we've been very fortunate because we're doing it all internally with 2 stores. But when I had 110 stores, we were always looking for people. So, nice
We're
job.
trying to build it here. I know we said Orlando, but I'm done with Orlando.
There are some technical schools here with the community, Lake Tech. I think they just did a brand new $4 or $5 million building. So there is. I think the problem with your and my business is young kids don't know how much money they can make with no college. Right. Like a technician for me starts out at X, and in 4 or 5 years he's making $100,000, and we train him. So.
That's amazing, Larry, and very much appreciate that feedback. Our primary focuses have been on military and government infrastructure and aerospace. Again, we're very good at small business. We want to bring small business, high-paying jobs back to Leesburg while also serving the overall need that is just vastly missing right now.
Have you gone to the chambers and part of that?
So we're new, so,
Okay.
this is our training. Right, you know, I have a labor business, I use that money to now launch this, and you guys are pressure testing us to get us right.
Because they will let you present for a few seconds, 50 people there, every time I'm there, I enjoy myself.
Yeah.
So if you're looking to get in these for use, it's one of those. Stay
Well,
focused.
it's gonna be the Lake County, Innovation Labs.
I love Lake.
Kristen with Bob's. First off, I'm not trying to be mean. I don't really understand at all what you guys are offering, but so
It took
maybe
me a
just
while to
kind of
understand it too.
okay. So maybe just work on that a little bit because I'm still just not curious what we're here to help you with. But I also want to ask you because you have a bullet point that says non-binding letters of intent from groups interested in using technology. Is this what you mean when you're saying you're trying to find small businesses? Or are you wanting us to, like a small business, to allow you to use us without having any liability from you guys?
It's not about a lack of liability, it's just, is someone interested?
For free. What it means is for free, not, you can't sue us.
Do you wanna look at, it? We have 3 letters from the US military that want technology.
Yeah, it's already validated, we just want to actually use it.
Go into your computer and like offer security.
This is what we were trying to avoid, and why they were trying to help steer us from getting too into the brass tacks of talking about how to route your logic, and then talking about interposers, spines, and the 3 layers of the computer. Nobody wants to really hear about that stuff.
And most of us don't want
But
to.
yes, there's different solutions based on different people's needs. So there's different solutions, so it's kind of hard to just pinpoint. So when we say there's 5 different types of things we can do, we just say security.
Okay, hello, Wendy Sloan with Coffee and Conversation Collective. I have a few different ideas because, you're kind of like me all over the place, and there's a lot of help out here in this area for you. One is a partnership perhaps with Powerhouse. They go into the high schools and help the kids decide before they graduate on a career for the future. So Scott Chevalier, I have his card, I have his number in my phone, I can give that to you. And so they're with Leesburg High School and then hoping to branch into Tavares High School. Also, have you thought about maybe going to the police station? They know hands on the ground when the population older.
No cops, man.
I know that. I have a friend from Michigan that came down to Florida that helped revamp the whole sheriff's department, and I believe it was Volusia County. So I know that they're very concerned about their security and technology. And I'm going to pass the mic on to the next person.
Thank you.
Okay.
So, what is a product I can actually test?
So if you just want to test the logic side of it, in other words, the process that a computer does before it actually does a process, if you had,
Is this working?
Yeah. The lowest level is just the logic. This is the level that we do not recommend. That's the software level. The best way I can describe it is everything that's happening on a computer is on a mule, and the software is the packs on the mule. Hackers grab the bridle of the mule and tell it what to do. That's what we're dealing with right now. We are the road that the mule is on. We control that. So if you pull away the road, there's no mule, but there's no packs.
That's a really, can you put that on a slide?
Yeah, I did, but it got shut down. And, yeah, I got multiple slides, guys.
Hi, I'm Charles Griffin from Crescent Technologies. We need to have a long conversation.
All right, so one thought too, because as I'm looking at this, and I think I've kind of given an idea of what you do. With all of us in technology, every time you go to do something, your phone's down, your computer's down, it's just one more layer of a concern that it's like, is this just going to be another concern that's going to slow my computer down? And I know it's not, but this is what we're thinking from our side of it, where you maybe try to show this is a seamless system behind the scenes. It's not going to slow your computer down. Maybe it even speeds it up, but you're not going to deal with another layer of something potentially causing your computer or your system to go down, because we all go through this every day and it's so frustrating. And I think the thought of adding one more layer that potentially could cause that might be something or a reason that people might hesitate to do that.
So the reason it wouldn't be is because you have humans turning a computer that was made in 1940 to translate things for us. Human speed, slow as heck. Even with AI is like software, it has to do logic. We're the electricity. We're the speed of electricity. When you turn off the light switch in here, there's no more electricity for logic. We ask permission from whatever the process is to use electricity. If you can't say, hey, we're supposed to, then we turn off the electricity.
And I think that's what they need to understand, because sometimes if you take, not necessarily older people, but you get some.
I'm old, man. I'm 56.
They know how to turn the computer on, and that's it. Now you add something else to it. I just think the potential could be scary for people, and eliminate that fear, where they kind of go, it's not something to be scared of. It's actually something that I should embrace, because it's just extra protection. So people are not getting in testimonials and personal situations where you have saved people from potential hackers. I think is where you need to maybe focus it from the individual standpoint, and maybe from the business standpoint.
No, that's good stuff. And you're right. We don't really have what we do up here because it can't be all said in 6 minutes. Our circuit board is brand new. It's better than what is being made. It survives the heat that none of them survive now. So it's a whole new market of new boards, and they're going to be red. They're not going to be green. They're known as FR4s. We're like, I'm telling you, if this thing could launch, people are going to want to take it out of here and move it somewhere else.
All right, so our last question is always, in one line, what can we as a community do for you? If you had one request from the group, what can we do for you?
One quick comment just before that. We started with 108 slides, and I cannot talk that fast, even though I can talk really, really fast. So there was a lot more to the presentation that we had to get out. But I believe our primary ask, which we've already covered, is how do we connect with manufacturers, with anyone that is good at building circuit boards, things like that. That is who we need to get in front of. We already
Some
have
mentorship, some support. That's where we're headed. We're about to launch a factory on an idea. And our validation is the Air Force, the Rome Research Labs in New York. These are the top nerds. So if they say it's good enough for me.
All right, well, give them a round of applause, guys. It is not easy to get up here and present. If anyone else would like to present, we're always looking for more presenters. Thank you. All right, last but not least, this is the lightning round. We're looking for community announcements. Ideally, something